Are you stuck wondering about your mindset? Well, you are in the right place. If you've ever wondered, how does your mindset affect you? I am going to share with you exactly how in today's video. Hi, my name is Ingafay, and I'm a direct sales diva and a confidence coach. And in today's video, we are going to find out what growth mindset is. What does it mean and how does it affect you? Then we're going to talk about how to change your mindset from negative to positive. And then last but definitely not least, we're going to talk about how to get a growth mindset. Let's do this, shall we? So what is a growth mindset? I'm sure that many of you have heard this buzz about growth mindset, but what does it really mean? And what that means is it means that you have a can-do attitude, that you know that if you put in the effort, that you can actually expand your talents as well as your knowledge. You can alter your growth and your abilities by putting in the effort to make it better. When I think about this, I just think about Michael Jordan. He's the first one that comes to mind when I think about this, because I know that he spent so much time and effort working on his game, which is why he is one of the best basketball player of all time. When you think about somebody like that, granted, he probably had some God-given abilities, but he did everything in his power to really enhance what he was given. And that's what a growth mindset is all about. It's someone that really puts the time and the effort to grow their craft, whatever that may be, really grow their talent. If it was basketball or if it was actually growing a business, and like many of you are doing, if it was working out, if it was learning a new skill, all of these things people have done as a result of putting the time and the effort to grow themselves to the next level. You have a fixed mindset, you don't think that way. You think whatever you were born with is what you got. You're not really interested in working to improve the skills that and abilities, because you feel like what you got is what you got and you're not going to be able to get any better than that. When you see other people succeed, you oftentimes are somewhat envious of them because you think it was their God-given abilities that got them there, when in actuality, it was their time and effort that they put in that helped them to succeed to the level that they are. You want to cast blame that it's not your fault, that you are the way that you are, that this is the way that God made you and you can't do anything about it. However, when you have that growth mindset, similar to what I've already said, that you have that can-do attitude, you're excited when someone else succeeds because it gives you hope. If they did it, then you can do it too. You are one of those people that find a way, make a way, where the person that has a fixed mindset will not put any effort into what they're doing. They just feel like if they don't have it, it's not meant for them to have. A growth mindset person is someone that is very grateful for the achievement and the things that they are learning in the journey, where a person with a fixed mindset is more envious because they think it was a God-given ability that someone had, that's why they are in a different place than they are. So I'm curious, did you know the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset? Comment below and let us know your thoughts. I would love to know if you knew the difference between the two prior to us talking about it today. So be sure to comment below. We all want to know what you're thinking. How do you change your mindset from negative to positive? What I have learned in the past, just from my journey of growing into the person that I'm destined to become, changing your mindset from negative to positive, the first thing you want to do is to decide that's what you want to do. We have to make a decision. And after we make that decision, then we have to put the time and the effort to support that decision. We can't make the decision and then revert back to us doing the same thing that we were doing before. So what we feel on the inside must match what we're doing on the outside. So if we said that we want to have a growth type of mindset, then we have to take the time and the effort to grow ourselves, that we are the average of the 5 people that we hang out with. So if you want to grow, you want to be around other like-minded people that want to grow. And if the people that you're hanging out with have a fixed mindset and they want to cast blame and blame others and be envious of the things that they've achieved, then those are not the type of people that you want to associate with. It would be very hard for you to transition to the growth mindset, which is more positive, if you remain around those people. Another thing that you want to do after you decide is to change your associations. You got to be around a different group of people, people that are going to be in a like-minded type of situation, that want to grow, that want to make positive change, that are talking more positively about life in general. You want to be around those type of people so you can naturally make that transition, because otherwise it's really going to be a struggle for you if you don't. Another thing that I like to do from making the transition from negative to positive is journaling. Journaling allows you to track your progress and then write down the things that you are grateful for. It's very important as a growth person that they are grateful about the different learnings or key learnings that they have made, where a fixed-minded person is not grateful. They're just envious of the other person. So writing down the things, key learnings of the day. So looking at failure more from a learning point of view than from a failing point of view. To write down the things that you're grateful for, whether it is having your loved ones around you, being around people that are like-minded in a more positive way, just making the decision to actually make the change, because change is a decision that we all personally have to make. You can't make somebody change unless they want to change. So if you've made that decision, I am super ecstatic for you that you've able to do that. So now it's just putting the effort and the energy into action. You want to track your progress. That's why journaling is also essential too, because you'll be able to go back and look how far you've come by the journal entries that you have when you report out the things that you've learned for the day and the different encounters that you've had. It lets you really see your journey as it's happening for you, that maybe you wouldn't necessarily pay attention to if you didn't write it down. And then you want to end the negative self-talk. You want to silence that inner critic inside of you that is causing you to judge yourself or second guess yourself, because that negativity is going to actually repel the positivity that you're trying to attract. So you want to find ways to release that negativity and let go of that negative talk so you can transition over to a more positive point of view. So before I go into how to get a growth mindset, I wanted to remind you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. We will upload a video every Thursday for your viewing pleasure. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a video. So how do you get a growth mindset? I think a growth mindset is centered around a daily routine, something that you do every day, day in, day out, that becomes very monotonous to you to the point that you can do it on automatic. A couple of things that I know I've personally done to continue to grow my mindset is to do something new every day. What can you do new that's going to expand you outside of your comfort zone? We want to continue to be comfortable doing the uncomfortable. You want to track your progress. So you want to journal the things that your key learnings and write down the things that you're grateful for on a daily basis. You want to make sure that you're taking some kind of action towards your new you when it comes to you transitioning into this new mindset. And those associations are very important by you hanging out with people that want to have a growth mindset as well, and will help you along the journey. It's very imperative that you start off small. I think people have a tendency to want to be so gung-ho about things and they become overwhelmed. So it's important that you make it a point to start small so that you can just add a little bit of something extra every day that's going to continue to help you grow your mindset. A lot of growth would occur with you reading books, taking different courses, just doing things that you normally wouldn't do, because that's going to expand your thought process and your mind that will allow you to continue to grow into the person that you're destined to become. Remember, this is not a sprint. It is a marathon. So it's not something that's going to happen overnight. It's just steady and diligent actions that are going to help you transform your mindset. Tracking process that you're doing, you'll be able to look back and say, wow, I've come a long way. One of the things I love to do at the end of the day is to reflect on different activities. And this reflection allows me to be able to tweak and repeat different changes that I need to make, whatever that change may be. For example, when I was working to reach out to a certain number of people, well, I call it reach out goal, that regardless if this person said yes or no, I had 30 people that I needed to to reach out to a day. I know when I first started that was a little tricky for me. Actually, I thought I was going to do 50, but I realized that 50 was a little too much for me to achieve with everything else that I had going on. I was quickly able to reflect on the activity and say, 50 is not the number. I know if I have one of those days where I have a lot of things going on, that 50 is not a realistic number for me. My number then became 30 was my minimum that I would do. If I had more time and I could do a 50 on a day, of course I would do it. But I knew that I had that minimum 30 to do, consistently do on a regular basis. Those are the tweaks that I am talking about as far as changing your mindset that you will make over time. That when you only will determine and discover when you're actually tracking your process more so than just kind of haphazardly doing and just grinding it out. Another thing that I like to do when it comes to improving my growth mindset or to get a growth mindset is to use the word yet. I'm not there yet, as far as I have not yet made that six-figure income that I desire. I'm not there yet, but I will get there. So the yet really puts it in perspective. Now, granted, you're not there now, but you're definitely working towards it, which gives you hope. And we all know that hope stands for hold on, possibilities exist. When you're building to the next level or working towards a goal, that's what we need. That's what's going to fuel progress to that goal. And that's why it's so important to track your progress so you can really see hope in action. Are you really wanting to silence your inner critic? I would love for you to participate in my next Prosperity Scope bootcamp. The link is in the description below, and it'll give you all the details about the bootcamp and how it can help you silence your inner critic. Your mind will always believe everything that you tell it. Feed it truth, feed it hope, and feed it love. And as always, thanks for watching, and bye for now.